Last time on Shadow Piece, the Strawhat Pirates spent a casual and relaxing day together, having a short talk about the existence of ancient giants and then going over to preparing a room for all of the female members of the crew. With Maria's suggestion, Perona moved out of her original room and moved into the mansion Hogback used to live in. Now she's living there together with Bronya. Her little sister Liv got to move into her old room. It might be a bit empty at the moment, but she can personalize it as time goes on, to put her personal touch on it. Besides the bed Absalom hastily created for her to sleep in until she outgrows it, she also got one more thing from another of her family members. It was a memorabilia that belonged to the Ghost Princess for decades. They went through many things together, cuddled a lot, but also fought. The proud teddy bear with a mammoth's trunk switched owners from Perona to Liv. After having lost Jack's shadow, it is nothing more than a plush animal, and with all of its achievements, retiring in the hands of a young giant girl doesn't sound too bad. Just looking at the moment when they had the talk between sisters and noticing all of the joy Liv felt when she heard that Kumashi now belongs to her, that was an incredibly wholesome situation. Darkness falls over the Thriller Bark and the surrounding ocean as well. As soon as the Dark Messiah finished the bed for Liv, she jumped onto it and was fast asleep. All the excitement during the day resulted in her being out of energy when the night came. For the adults, it was nice to see that she had a good first day away from her birthplace. Especially Bronya is touched by Liv having accepted the Strawhat Pirates as her family and the Thriller Bark as her new home. But now the time has come for everyone to go to sleep. Absalom, Brooke and Maria have their own personal rooms to spend the night in, and Sanji got assigned a guest room close to his teacher. The two members staying up the longest are Perona and Bronya. Finally separated from all of the men of the crew, they can have a little girl talk, like at a sleepover before going to sleep themselves as well. Warrior or not, Bronya is interested in what is going on in her friend's life. And the opposite is true as well. The Shrine Maiden of Death is a bit more girly, and hearing about potential love stories from the Iron Maiden herself would surely make for a great night. So, Bronya, tell me all about it. In all your years on Elbaf, you surely must have some sort of love events. Come on, tell me. Nudging her friend on to maybe tickle a bit of embarrassment out of her, but so far she remains cool-headed. There has been no such thing for me. All I worked on my life is to become the strongest warrior of Elbaf, and that hasn't changed even after my departure. Loki, Hyrdine, and all of the older warriors. I will defeat them all. Boo! Perona rolls on the floor to show her disinterest. You know I support your warrior dreams, but where's the maiden part of your title, huh? Iron Maiden? There must have been at least one person who gave you some butterflies, right? Her thoughts get pushed back to her past. Unsure if it is because of Perona's words or if it has always been this case, she feels a rush of emotions and blushes a bit. Shyly, she covers her face with her hands. I guess there was someone who continuously took care of my injuries, and maybe I have a bit of a crush on her, if I think about it carefully. But she's 20 years older. No way could that work. And what about you? If you want to talk about this, you better spill the tea as well. Bronya's heart has been touched, and Perona enjoys the innocent reaction. 20 years? That shouldn't be a problem, especially for you giants. You guys live way longer anyways. Maybe for a human couple some people would look a bit weird, but who cares about other people's opinions? When it comes to love especially, so we still have more than enough time to talk about me later. Who is she? Did I meet her in Elbaf? Tell me! Bombarded with follow-up questions, Bronya turns her entire body into metal and acts like a statue. She always did that, ever since she ate her devil fruit. This was her one trick to get out of conversations, but not this time. Perona insists on some more information before they switch over to her. Oh, okay, you probably have heard of her before. Her name is Gert, the doctor of the new giant warrior pirates. When she was still living on Elbaf, we probably saw each other every day, because I kept on injuring myself, and I just started developing some feelings as time went on. The giant maiden lets out a scream of embarrassment. The human just giggles. She doesn't know enough about the relationship of Gerd and Bronya to weigh in on the entire situation, but to take a bit of the shame away from her friend, she switches all of the attention to herself. When we meet Hyrine's crew again, we can work on your thing more, but now about my love life. Bronya required some time to calm down, however she is interested in Perona. A cute and beautiful woman like her surely could get anyone she wants, so why does she seem to be a bit annoyed? Well, there is this guy, also a good chunk older than me, like in your situation as well, and he always acts so aloof, it's so annoying. We spent a good amount of time together while I didn't know where Dad went, but he always acted so cold towards me. Even if I cooked for him or helped on the farm, I really don't know what I see in this sore idiot. One of her hollows changes its appearance in accordance to Perona's emotions. The fact that this man cooked more meals than Perona and also let her stay on this island while looking for Maria doesn't need to be said. It's only Perona's emotions that matter at this moment. First of all, Bronya really thinks it's cute that the Ghost Princess called her captain Dad, but when they talk directly to each other she only uses his name. Maybe the Shrine Maiden of Death is also a bit embarrassed to act like his daughter. Until both of them fall asleep, they continue to talk about all kind of things, but it's time to give the two of them a bit of privacy. Somewhere else on the thriller bark, trouble is starting to brew. Liv was the first to fall asleep, but she seems to have awoken as the first person again already. However, not inside of her room. Around her is complete darkness. She tries to feel something, but her hands cannot reach anything. She tries to run, but the darkness doesn't stop. Running, running, and more running, and yet nothing changes. Was her fear during the day correct? Did the Thriller Pirates do something to her? And did Bronya betray her? Could this have been all part of a plan from the people of Elbaf to punish her for not eating all of her veggies? Suddenly, out of nowhere, she starts falling and falling until her entire body flinches heavily. Confusion is the only thing the young giant feels at the moment, but something has changed. After her fall, the darkness somehow has stopped feeling as threatening, and she can make out a very small light in the distance. Any sort of change compared to her previous situation is welcome. Once again she starts running, literally sprinting as fast as she can. The light source apparently is way further away than Liv expected, but she was always confident in her stamina. Her legs will be able to carry her to her goal. For a while nothing happens, until she starts hearing a voice. It doesn't sound familiar and it isn't talking to anyone. All it is doing is laughing. Never stopping laughter. She continues, the laughing gets louder and louder. At some point a rhythmic heartbeat fills her ears as well. Liv has no idea what is going on. Everything seems weird to her, like her imagination is running wild. But she surely went to bed, and this feels nothing like dreaming. It is way too vivid. What is going on here? She understands nothing about her situation. It's like some weird power is drawing her to a certain place. The darkness starts to disappear, and the light takes over her surrounding area. The young girl continues to hear the voice and heartbeat. That is until the moment she feels something for the first time. As soon as she felt herself bumping into a solid surface, the laughter and heartbeat disappear in an instant, and she finds herself in the hallway of the masked mansion, directly in front of one of the locked doors she spotted during her exploration. But for some reason it isn't locked anymore. Only the moon is offering her a dim light, and as she is about to open the door, somebody comes towards her. In his oversized purple nightgown that he wore back when he had more meat on his body, Gecko Moria has arrived to look what the noises next to his room were. With a flame burning in his hand, he just sees Liv standing in front of an open door. That shouldn't be open, after all only he has a key for it. Seeing her adoptive father in this ridiculous getup and also his signature purple hair not being stylized up made her calm down and once and for all accept that this is a safe place for her to stay. No matter how lazy or depressed the Shadow Emperor got, he always made sure that his hair was on point. Moria picked the girl up and took a close look at her. She's only half awake, so she sleepwalked to this place, and didn't just try to do something sneaky in the middle of the night while everyone else would be asleep. Not even trying to wake her up fully, he just carefully carries her for a bit and stops the nosebleed she got from bumping into the door. When he tries placing her back on her bed, she keeps on clinging to Maria's body, all of it unconsciously.
I guess today you will sleep with your father. Oh, I miss the times Perona would do the same.
be it from her inner nervousness because it is the first night she left Elbaf, or some other mysterious circumstances. Liv experienced a weird dream in her first night. Some would even call it a nightmare. And yet, as soon as she got embraced by Moria, everything calmed down. It is as if they are sharing some unexplainable deep connection. After this event, the rest of the night was quiet. All of the Thriller Bark pirates and Sanji could finally catch some sleep to be ready and healthy for the next day to come. This marks the end of today's episode of Shadow Piece. Maybe some of you enjoyed the first half about Perona's and Bronya's love life, and maybe some others preferred the lore from the second half. But this time we had a good mix of seriousness and lightheartedness. But that's all from me for today. All that's left to be said is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. Pyro, out. Bye!